Hello, my name is Mel Jeffcoat, and I am beginning a challenge that I have set for myself of making a video every day for the next 30 days. And I'm doing this because I tend to think that things are going to be harder than they are. And so I get wrapped up into ideas of I've got to record and edit, and I make the project much bigger than it needs to be. And really, the idea is to just get some information out there about the things that I'm interested in, and just build this habit of producing some videos for YouTube. So today I'm going to talk about an introduction to a medieval philosopher that I've been studying, whose name is Ramon Llull. L-L-U-L-L is the spelling, or the modern spelling. And I am very interested in him because of his work in combinatorial logic in the 13th century. He was basically self-taught, and he came up with ideas that were completely out there for the time period. But over the years, over the centuries, he inspired many different thinkers who worked with his system and changed it and tweaked it and came up with their own ways of using it and were inspired by it. And the result is modern mathematics and modern science. I'm not saying that he single-handedly created these things, but his ideas are one strand that led to these modern practices and fields of study. And you're not going to find very much about him on the internet or on YouTube. I've only run across a couple videos about him, and they weren't even really about Ramon Llull himself, but they were about the Renaissance version of his work, which was several hundred years later. And that's very interesting in and of itself, but what I wanted to get into was the original system that he created. And the guy was prolific. He wrote hundreds of manuscripts over a really long life. He lived into his 80s and was actively working up until the very end, in the 1300s, which is pretty impressive. So I just want to show you a quick look at some of the diagrams that are part of his system, because those are the things that anybody who's heard of it, that's what they remember. And the diagrams are a very important part of his system, but they're just part. But here's the first one, figure A. For Llull, this is a diagram of God. And we'll get more into that in another video, but I just wanted to show you this is the sort of thing that we're looking at. And the other part, the other major diagram in Llull's work is figure T, which is a way of analyzing relationships between two different ideas. So again, that's something that we can get into more in another video, but those are sort of the basis of his system. And with those two pieces and there's two other diagrams, which I am not showing in this video, that show how to combine these pieces, then you can analyze anything that you want. And I'm looking into the ways that Llull did that historically, and the sorts of things that he liked to think about and liked to analyze. But ultimately, the goal is to see what needs to be changed, what needs to be modernized in order to make this system of mental training even more valuable and even more useful to people who are living right now, who don't want to necessarily think of the same things that 13th century medieval Catholic would want to think about. So that's my video for today. I'll be talking about something that's interesting every day. A lot of it will probably have to do with Llull, and we'll just see where this goes. All right, thanks for watching.